The Golden Truth, a magical adventure about why honesty always wins. Hello, wonderful friends, and welcome to Storytail Kids, your home for magical stories with important lessons. Today, we have a very special adventure to share about the power of telling the truth. Get comfortable and prepare to meet Emma in our story called The Golden Truth. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Storytail Kids so you never miss our magical tales. Part 1. Emma's Difficult Choice. Emma was a bright and cheerful girl who loved playing in her backyard garden every sunny afternoon. One day, while chasing butterflies near her mother's prized rose bushes, something terrible happened by accident. Emma's ball bounced too high and knocked over her mother's favorite crystal vase sitting on the garden table. The beautiful vase shattered into countless pieces that sparkled sadly in the afternoon sunlight like fallen stars. Emma's heart started beating very fast as she stared at the broken pieces scattered everywhere around her. She knew her mother treasured that vase because it was a gift from Emma's grandmother many years ago. Fear crept into Emma's mind, and she thought about hiding the broken pieces under the rose bushes. Maybe nobody would notice, and she wouldn't get into trouble for breaking something so precious and special. But just as Emma bent down to gather the pieces, a warm golden light appeared beside her. The light swirled and sparkled until it formed into a tiny glowing fairy with wings like morning sunshine. The fairy introduced herself as Verity, the guardian of truth, who helped children make honest choices. She explained that Emma stood at an important crossroads where her decision would shape her character forever. Verity told Emma that she could choose the dark path of hiding the truth or the golden path of honesty. The fairy promised to show Emma where each path would lead before she made her final choice. Part 2. The Magic Mirror's Warning. Verity waved her tiny wand, and a shimmering mirror appeared floating in the air before Emma's eyes. The mirror's surface rippled like water and began showing images of what would happen if Emma hid the truth. In the mirror, Emma saw herself quickly burying the broken pieces and pretending nothing had happened at all. Her mother came outside, looking confused and sad, searching everywhere for her missing beloved vase. Without success, days passed in the mirror's vision, and Emma felt a heavy weight growing inside her chest each morning. The secret felt like carrying a big rock everywhere she went, making it hard to smile genuinely or sleep peacefully. Her mother kept asking everyone if they had seen the vase, and Emma had to tell more lies to cover the first one. Each new lie made the weight inside her heavier, until she felt like she might sink right through the ground. Worst of all, Emma saw how her mother's trust in her slowly faded as she noticed Emma acting strangely. The warm closeness they always shared began to crack like ice on a winter pond, cold and fragile. Emma watched herself in the mirror, becoming sadder and lonelier, trapped by the lies she had created around herself. Even playing with her friends didn't bring joy anymore, because the secret kept whispering guilty thoughts in her mind. The mirror's surface went dark, and Emma felt tears forming in her eyes at this terrible future vision. Verity gently touched Emma's shoulder and asked if she wanted to see what the path of honesty would bring. Part 3. When Lies Grow Bigger. Before showing the honest path, Verity decided Emma needed to understand something very important about lies. The fairy explained that lies are like tiny seeds that grow into enormous tangled vines when left unattended. Verity waved her wand again, and the mirror showed Emma a magical garden where different children's lies grew. Each lie started as a small seed, but quickly sprouted into twisted, thorny plants that trapped the children inside. One boy had lied about finishing his homework, and the lie vine grew so big, it blocked his bedroom door. Another girl had blamed her brother for something she did, and thorny vines wrapped around her until she couldn't move. Emma watched as these children struggled more and more, telling additional lies to hide their original untruths. The garden became darker and scarier with each new lie, filling with shadows that whispered doubts and worries constantly. But then the mirror showed something wonderful happening when children chose to tell the truth instead. Golden light burst from their hearts, and the thorny vines withered away, freeing them from their tangled prisons. The honest children stood in beautiful flower gardens, filled with sunshine, laughter, and friends who trusted them completely. Their faces glowed with peace and happiness that came from having nothing to hide or worry about anymore. Emma realized that telling one truth was much easier than keeping track of many growing lies forever. She understood that honesty might be difficult for a moment, but lies created suffering that lasted much longer. The mirror faded away, and Emma looked at Verity with new determination, shining clearly in her honest eyes. She knew what she needed to do, even though her hands still trembled slightly at the thought of disappointing her mother. Part 4. The courage to tell the truth. Verity smiled warmly at Emma and sprinkled golden fairy dust that glowed softly around the frightened little girl. The fairy explained that this was courage dust to help Emma find the bravery needed for telling difficult truths. Emma felt warmth spreading through her chest as the golden dust settled on her shoulders like a comforting blanket. She took a deep breath, picked up the broken pieces carefully, and walked toward the house to find her mother. Her mother was in the kitchen preparing dinner when Emma entered with trembling hands, holding the broken vase pieces. Emma's voice shook as she began explaining exactly what had happened in the garden that sunny afternoon. She described chasing the butterfly, the ball bouncing too high, and the terrible sound of the vase shattering completely. Tears rolled down Emma's cheeks as she apologized sincerely for breaking something her mother treasured so deeply. For a moment that felt like forever, her mother was silent, and Emma's heart beat like thunder inside her chest. Then something unexpected and wonderful happened that Emma would remember for the rest of her entire life. Her mother knelt down and wrapped Emma in a warm, tight hug that felt like coming home after being lost. She thanked Emma for being brave enough to tell the truth. Even though it was scary and difficult to do, her mother explained that the vase could be replaced or mended. But trust, once broken by lies, was much harder to repair. She told Emma how proud she felt that her daughter chose honesty over the easier path of hiding or denying what happened. Emma felt the heavy weight that had been crushing her chest lift away like a balloon, floating into the blue sky. Relief and happiness flooded through her as she realized her mother's love was stronger than any mistake she could make. Part 5. The Reward of an Honest Heart. After their talk, Emma's mother showed her something magical, stored carefully in the attic upstairs together. She brought down a box of special glue that could mend broken ceramic pieces into beautiful new patterns and designs. Together, they spent the evening carefully piecing the vase back together, talking and laughing as they worked side by side. The mended vase looked different now, with golden lines showing where it had been broken and repaired with love. Her mother explained that the vase was now even more special because it told a story of honesty and courage. The golden lines reminded them both that making mistakes was normal, but taking responsibility made people truly strong and admirable. That night, as Emma lay in bed, Verity the fairy appeared one last time beside her pillow, glowing softly. The fairy congratulated Emma for choosing the golden path of truth and showed her a special gift for her bravery. In Emma's heart, a tiny golden seed had been planted that would grow stronger with every honest choice she made. This seed would grow into a magnificent tree of trust that would shelter her friendships and relationships throughout life. Verity explained that people with honest hearts attracted genuine friends who loved them for who they truly were inside. Emma would never have to worry about keeping track of lies or wonder if people would stop loving her if they knew the real her. From that day forward, Emma noticed that telling the truth became easier and easier with each passing day and situation. Sometimes the truth was still uncomfortable to share, but she remembered the peace and freedom that honesty always brought afterward. Her friends began trusting her more. Her teachers appreciated her reliability, and her family grew even closer than before. Through openness, Emma learned that honesty wasn't just about avoiding punishment, but about building a life filled with real connections and inner peace. Years later, Emma still had that mended vase in her room, with its beautiful golden lines shining in the sunlight. It remained her favorite possession, reminding her daily that honesty truly is the best policy in every situation life brings. And so, dear friends, Emma discovered what wise people have known for thousands of years throughout history. Honesty might feel scary at first, but it always leads to better outcomes than the tangled web of lies. When we tell the truth, we sleep peacefully at night without worries weighing down our hearts and minds. We build trust with the people we love, and they know they can always count on us, no matter what happens.